Good morning everyone and welcome back to MedwayWrestle. So we are trying something new. It's kind of like an in-car podcast, as strange as that sounds. So you will hear some background car noise. Hopefully that's kept to a minimum. Apologies if you find it very annoying. It just seems to be the best way for me to do this kind of thing and get some stuff out there, kind of give you an update of what's going on. See where this evolves. Is it going to be something that takes shape and becomes more as it going forward? Can we discuss wrestling figure news, wrestling news in general? What our plans are for at MedwayWrestle, etc., etc. Trying to fit everything in time-wise. This seems the best kind of use of the time of me traveling and going to work, to the gym, coming home. So like this morning as an example, it is just before 6 a.m. And I am on the way to the gym. So I'm going to Maidstone. I try and do the gym 4 or 5 days a week. Usually 4 is probably the best routine, seeing as I am old and recovery is hard. You just ache. I mean, we're doing 5 days this week. Today is day 4. It is Thursday, the 30th of October, and I am feeling it. It was a struggle getting up this morning. But anyway, back on to wrestling figure news and what's happening with MedwayWrestle. So obviously now we are at time of present over 600 subscribers. We just broke that the other day, which is fantastic. My goal was to hit 500 by my birthday, which is tomorrow. So Halloween was the goal to hit 500 and we've smashed that. So thank you to everyone who has subscribed. I really do appreciate it. It helps grow the channel. It's a hobby to me, this. I like to do the content and I'm appreciative that people enjoy it and want to watch it and have subscribed to see more. So thank you to everyone who has subscribed, and I hope I keep you all entertained as much as I possibly can. There is going to be lots of other stuff planned, like this is one of them, the kind of in-car talks. I've not really thought of a catchy name yet. If anyone can think of a name, something catchy, pop it in the comments. If we get something that's good, but that's what we might end up calling it. In regards to what's going to be happening with the channel moving forward, more wrestling figure content. I'm trying to switch it up a little bit and try different things. I'm using the theory of just keep pushing stuff out and you can get a gauge then of what is working and what people kind of want to see, and then focus on that stuff once I work out what that is, which at the moment I'm not really too sure. I've been doing the unboxings, I've been trying to do a bit of comedy stuff, kind of a bit of footage as well from WWE on there, but I'm also cautious that I don't want to just be reusing other people's footage and then putting it out there. So I'd rather be making my own original content. In terms of immediately for the channel, it is my birthday tomorrow on Halloween, so there'll probably be a bit of a break from content uploading just for the weekend maybe. Then we'll be getting straight back to it. The lives are going to start up again. I really enjoyed doing the lives with the unboxings. It just took a bit of a roadblock because of illness in the house. Missed a couple. Then it was hard to get back on the wagon really and do them again, finding the time to do them. And so maybe looking at next week, maybe rather than doing 2 a week, that might have been a bit too much to keep going. We may look at just doing 1 a week, and then what day that will be. Possibly will be a Friday again, but that may change. But if you're subscribed to the channel, we are going to be posting and updating and stuff like what's going on. So you should see when that next live will be. And again, if you want to jump on the live, ask questions, all of that stuff, please do. It makes it a bit more entertaining for me as well. Sometimes when you're sitting there on the live and you kind of look and you might see that there's no one watching, or there's a couple of people watching, and I don't even know if they're properly watching, who knows. But if you enjoy wrestling figure stuff and you want to see me make a prat of myself, then by all means view the lives and give it a watch. In regards to new wrestling figures that are coming out, I don't know if anyone's been paying attention to Smiths. They've got the new Monday Night Wars set out with the Fatu in there, which looks a great figure, and that's got a builder figure with it. which is the Guardian, I think his name, which is the boss man as a WCW figure. There's also lots of new Elite Series on the way. Cena 3-pack seems to have gone now. That was one we was waiting on. It came out, and I think they're already pretty much out of stock. Sold very well as a 3-pack, that Cena one. We did have one in. Again, if you want to see what that set is like, there is an unboxing video on the channel of that figure, or figures, I should say, because there's 3 of them in there. So yeah, so ultimately, like, that's just going back to the channel. It's just, you know, what is it that people want from the channel? Has anyone got any ideas of what they would like to see content of? You know, feel free to message if there's certain figures you want to see us open and see what they're like. Let us know. We can get them in and we can open them and get them on video. If it's the purchasing of the figures, people want to learn how to do what we do. You know, it does take time, it does take effort, but it's easily learned. You know, I've been putting videos up to show how much we buy something for, and then kind of the eBay listings, or like the sold listings, to show an example of what you could make from that item. Now, there are variables involved. The condition of the item, just the time as well, because some items that sold for, you know, £15 a couple of weeks ago, because there's something going on in the wrestling world that has changed the price of that figure, doesn't mean it's going to be £15 this week. So you've got to take in some variability in terms of the pricing, but it gives you a rough idea, you know. And you can, and it applies to anything. It doesn't just have to be wrestling figures. You can literally do it with anything. My advice is to pick something that you're passionate about, that you enjoy the subject matter of, so it doesn't really feel like work. Like there's, I don't know who it is, but there's that famous saying that if you do something you enjoy, you know, for work, it doesn't feel like you've ever worked in a day in your life. And it is kind of like that with the wrestling figure stuff for me. I enjoy doing it. I enjoy the subject matter. So it doesn't really feel like work, even though in reality it kind of is. It takes up quite a lot of my time now, as we are getting bigger and sales are increasing. But yeah, I'll always try and be open with what it is. At the end of the day, we are making money buying and selling wrestling figures. I'm honest about that. It's the same as any business that sells stuff, you know. They make money. It's just what it's there to do. I try and keep my prices as reasonable, as good as possible, and that's because I put the effort into buying at decent prices. So, but anyone can do it. You all can do it, and I hope that I inspire people to try and do stuff like this. It's it's not a guarded industry from my end. I know some people do feel that way, but I'd love more people to do it and more people to make a go of things. And again, if you have any questions on the business side of things, whether it's for wrestling figures or just in general of the buying and selling, how to use Vinted, how to use eBay and all that kind of stuff, let me know. I'm always happy to help. And if you're wanting to do something like that, I find it interesting and I like to pass over my knowledge, and I will try in some of these videos to do that. Whether that works or not, though, it's about putting the time and effort in. It's not a straightforward science, ultimately. But yeah, so like I said, these are kind of in-car talks. This was episode 1, as you could call it, or whatever you called it before episode 1, like the beta, the episode 0, just a test run. The whole idea is you're going to be seeing visual of some unboxings or something maybe relating to what I'm talking about, and then it's just me rambling on. Hopefully you've enjoyed this little session. It's a 5-10 minutes clip, and hopefully we'll be doing more of this with something more interesting to talk about. Like today was more of just a test run, really, just to see what it sounds like. Is it going to work? Will people find it interesting? Like I said, pop in the comments. If you think this is a terrible idea, just let me know. You're not going to hurt my feelings. It's fine. And we'll go from there. But as usual, everyone, have a fantastic day. I'm going to hit the gym, which is going to make my day fantastic. I don't know if anyone else listening goes to the gym, but it sets me up for the day, which is why I like to go early in the morning. And have fun. See you later. Bye.